Hey, this is Chuck Vestal, your Senior Games Competition Director for the North Carolina Senior Games Table Tennis Tournament, which this year, as you already know, we will not be doing in person for your safety, for my safety. It's a very wise decision that we're going this route, and we still want to have a competition of sorts. And note that this competition is you're still going to be awarded in your age group with medals, with the highest scores, gold, silver, and bronze. So I hope you'll join us and be a part of this competition and enjoy yourself. I want to send my gratitude for Ms. Sharon Reynolds. She's worked hard with us on this, and she misses being here with us this morning. To set up for this skills competition, some of you may have a table tennis table in your home. We can't be guaranteed that every single registrant has that luxury. So we're going to show you version A on the table tennis table and then version B on a makeshift table. Some of the tools you're going to need to get this game set up, this skills competition set up. Obviously you're going to need your paddle, and you're going to need 2 table tennis balls is all you'll need for this. You don't need a whole sleeve. Some things you'll need additionally, you're going to need for our targets, for our serving skills, you're going to need a tape measure, some scissors, and if you wanted to have a ruler close by, that may prove handy as well. I've also I used plates, a Dixie plate and a Dixie saucer, just to kind of help me keep the circles perfectly round, so I didn't end up with an egg or anything. So these could prove handy if you've got some of these in the house. You will need at some point low stick tape. You're going to see that the targets we have affixed to the tables now are with this low stick tape. And the final thing that you will need, and that you will be picking this up offline, is your score sheet and some means of keeping your score. So I've got a pencil here on the side. You can see the table tennis table. We have it folded. Not all table tennis tables fold in half like this. So we're fortunate to have this. You can see I've got my net in place. It does measure 6 inches off the court surface. And you're going to see 2 little dots in here. We have 2 targets. We have one target, our smaller target, which you're going to get more points for hitting. It is a 5-inch target, and it is set precisely 6 inches to center from the center line. And it is 6 inches from the bottom, or 8.5 inches to the center, based on how you want to measure that, so it's even with the net. Now our larger target from the sideline is exactly 14 inches. All right. Again, we've got the bottom set to the top of the net, which will be 10 inches to center, or just 6 inches off the court surface here. So that is how that would look on a table tennis table setup. Now I'm going to make a shift over here to a makeshift table tennis table, and you're going to see what you have at your home. You may not have 2 8-foot tables that you can put together like this. Totally understand what you're up against here. Get you a table that would be in close proximity to the measurements that we're using. I didn't talk about it there, but the table width is 60 inches wide. It is 54 inches deep on the front surface, and it is 30 inches off the floor. If you cannot get to any of those restrictions, don't let that stop you. As you can see, this table was actually 59 inches long, so I had to take my baseline a few inches ahead to give me that 54 inches. You will also see that I've got my return board, so to speak. It is 31 inches from the top of the net, which is I've got it drawn 6 inches off the table, up to the top line there, and then of course 30 inches right down the center. And it's going to be important here in a second. And then you'll see again the targets right off the very top of the net. That is the equipment for the game that you'll need, and you're going to see the video next about some of the skills we're going to have starting with the serve. Your very first skills test is going to be with your service. You are going to have 6 sets of 10 to try to get as many points as you can hitting these targets. Now we are going to use the doubles format because I don't want you standing in front of the targets trying to hit them just straight on. So you're going to have to serve from the forehand court to the returner's forehand court and hit your target. You are going to have 2 sets of 10 for the large target, which is going to get you 10 points for each hit. You're going to have 2 series of 10 sets to go with the smaller target, which will get you more points, but then you're also going to see the opportunity for your backhand serve. again, it still has to be from forehand court to forehand court to the larger target. So these sets must be done as a set of 10. You can't do 5, take a break, and then come back. You must do a set of 10, then you can take a break and wait till tomorrow to do the next set of 10, that's fine. You guys all remember, you gotta make sure that the ball is in the palm flat. You gotta remember that you gotta keep it above the table. You gotta remember you must remain with the ball behind the baseline, and the ball must come 6 inches out of your hand, and you strike it on the downward flight. Okay? So just keep those things in mind. You must still make a legal serve. If you should happen to have a let serve, just like you would in a game, redo the serve. All right? Keep in mind you're going to have to count the number of hits that you get, and then mark that down on that score sheet I showed you earlier. You've completed the video portion, you've completed your service portion of the skills test. Now we have the volley session. You will have 6 sessions of 30 seconds each to score as many points as you can during this volley process. The volleys have to be good returns. You can't let it hit the table twice and hit it, or it can't come off the back of the table. You don't get to count that as a point. It's got to be a legal hit and a legal return from your backboard to score your points. You are permitted to have 2 table tennis balls in your hands at all times. What I would encourage you to do, that way if you should happen to lose a ball while you're playing that 30 seconds, you can come right to your second ball. If you lose that second ball, however, you got to go find the other ball and come back and play it again, or do that 30-second session over again. Completely up to you. So with your forehand serves, it's going to be a matter of, a forehand volley I should say, matter of how many hits you can return back and forth, all with forehand volleys. Now, you may have to use some footwork here. You may take one that's wide that you have to go catch. You got to hit that forehand. Then you're going to come back and do 2 sets of 30 seconds each with your backhand play. All right, so you want to see how many points we can get just back and forth with that backhand. Then for the final 2 sets, it's going to be an alternate. You're going to go forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand. It's going to take some footwork and some lung power. I realize that, but that's part of the skills test. Now, one thing that you may not do, you may not approach the net. You cannot come up here and shorten the game up. You must stay behind your baseline at all times. Okay, that's going to kind of equal the or level the playing field for all the players, making sure that you stay completely behind your table at all times. So, again, you're going to get 2 points for each legal return. So you've got 30 seconds, 6 different sets. Have fun with this. Be safe. One thing I didn't talk about, especially for this one, make sure your surroundings are safe. Make sure you don't have ottomans or a carpet that's cornered up or something like that, an area rug that you can trip over. Please, please, please make sure you remain safe and make sure that the area around you is safe to the point that if you should lose your balance, make sure you don't fall over into a table of another sort.